You forgot that you gave your life to me. Come on here. You gave your life to me, but you turn around and give it to somebody else who ain't gave you nothing. That's what we do, church. We do that. When we didn't have a job, you cried out. You wanted a promotion. You wanted a raise. Did he give it to you? So when we get it, how do we forget about it? Because we forgot that Jesus wants to live through your body. See, but if you forget about it and you just go out there in the world, yeah, you may pray, but you forgot that the place that it took for you to get the job, you got to stay in that place and continue to go forward. You don't come out of the relationship because this right here is demanding more. You see what I'm saying? We're talking about the ultimate relationship. Now let's turn to Hosea, the 1st chapter. Because when we're looking at Hosea, the 1st chapter, I want to show you something. This is where we got to understand that when you're in a relationship with God, it's your relationship with God, how you live your life is your marriage with God. How you go on your job is your marriage with you and God. How your children are is your marriage between you and God. Everything that you do is a reflection of your relationship with God. I ain't talking about no man and woman. I'm talking about just you and God. Because see, you got to understand that God got a purpose. Let's look at Hosea, the 1st chapter. Verse 2, it says, when the Lord spoke with and through Hosea, the Lord said to him, I want y'all to listen, go take to yourself a wife, take to yourself an adulterous wife and children of unfaithfulness, because the land is guilty of vile adultery in departing from the Lord. So he married Gomer, daughter of Dalaman, and she conceived and bore him a child. So in other words, God began to tell Hosea, I want you to marry a prostitute. He said, when you marry this prostitute, she gonna go and have other children. She gonna cheat on you. And she gonna have other babies from other men. But I want you to marry her, and I want you to take care of her. When I said prostitute, y'all looking at me like, what? That's what he said? Let me show you why. Now let's go to Hosea 2. Turn to chapter 2. So when you look at chapter 2, let's look at verse 2. So when you look at verse 2, he said, plead with your mother, which is your nation. Plead, for she is not my wife, and I am not her husband. Because the first thing that I told you, God is looking at you. He said, I'm coming back for a church. I'm coming back for a bride, right? He's your husband, and you're his bride. He said, so for I am not her husband, plead that she put away her marks of harlotry from her face and her adulteress between her breasts. I want to read that in the NIV. He said, rebuke your mother. Rebuke her, for she is not my wife, and I am not her husband. Let her remove her adulterous look from her face and the unfaithfulness from between her breasts. Otherwise, I will strip her naked and make her as bare on the day she was born. I will make her like a desert, turn her into a parched land, and slay her with thirst. Verse 4 says, I will not show my love to her children, because they are the children of adultery. Their mother has been unfaithful, and she have conceived them in disgrace. She said, I will go after my lovers who will give me food and my water, my wool and my linen, and my oil and my drink. Therefore, I will block her path with thorn bushes. I will wall her in so that she cannot find her way. She will chase after her lovers, but would not catch them. She will look for them, but they would not find her. Then she would say, I will go back to my husband at first, for then I am better off than now. Who is God talking about? He's talking about us. Because we want what we want. We're looking at people got nice house, people got cars, people got all this money, the people in the world. She looking at her, she got her this 5-bedroom house, she got her husband, she doing good, and they doing whatever they do. Well, I'm reading my Bible, and these folks living like the devil, and they getting blessed. Y'all know what he said? Because why it look like the drug dealer, why it look like they got all these cars, and here I am got to ride the bus. Why I got to go through all this trouble? Why I got to go through all this pain? Because see, you don't understand. They don't have the ultimate relationship who you got. You got a relationship with God and they got a relationship with the devil. You got to understand it ain't going to be no fight when the devil got you. You got to understand when you made up your mind and you gave God your hand. You gave him your life and you say, I want you to put a ring on my finger. I'm making a covenant with you that you are my God. But see, what we do is we look to the things of the world. We look at what the world got to offer and we want these things, and when we get so in our mind, we take our eyes off the things of God and we say, I want these things of the world. I want my man now. I don't want to wait on you, God. You taking too long. I've been single. I need my bills paid. He's saying you are a prostitute. You with that joker and you sleeping with him to pay your light bill. You are harlotry. You are being a whore. Because when the man don't pay your light bill, well, I'm going back to the church for prayer. Isn't that what he just said? That they left. They left God because they wanted what was out there in the world. And when they couldn't get what they wanted, they came back to the church. And God said, that's what my people are doing. When they don't get what they want, then they want to go out there in the world and they can't get it. Then they come back. I need you to pray for me. I need you to help me. I'm ready to do right. Then when God blessed them, they go back out there to the world and forgot about who's the one that blessed them. And God said that the people in the church have picked on the mindset of a prostitute. They have picked up the mindset of a harlot because they want what they want. See, we got the spirit of self-gratification. What's self-gratification? That means I work 40 hours every week, and so that means that I want these shoes today. Now understand that, come on here, you ain't got $100 in your savings account, but you want these shoes right now. It ain't like you don't have no shoes. You got some shoes, but the point is you like these shoes and you feel like you deserve it. I work 40 hours a week. I want what I want right now. That's self-gratification. Because see, you heard me talk about Big Mama now. Big Mama now will wear shoes till they got holes in them. Because she's saying, I got 12 children to feed. Come on here. And I got to make sure that while I got to wear holes in my shoe, well, I can buy my children some new shoes. But see, this generation ain't like that. This generation don't care. I'm going to leave my bills behind. I ain't worried about my children. I'm going to go ahead and get these shoes. I'm going to go ahead and get this weed. Even though you don't have nothing to take care of your family, but you spending everything you got for that relationship out there instead of the ultimate relationship who takes care of you. Amen. That's it. Because that's what we have become. We have become selfish and we have become pride. All along talking about we love God. How do we love God and we don't even want to hold that? I'm telling you, you got to be delivered. Come on here. You got to be delivered from the lust of the eyes. We in LA was walking in the mall and I was in New York and Company and I seen a little shirt and they like had 50% off. I looked at that stuff and I said, ooh, I like this. And I tried it on, and God reminded me. He said, come on here. You're on a fast from shopping. Come on here. You said that you married to me, so you take that jacket off, and you put it back on the shelf, and walk out that store. And that's exactly what I did.